Hello, welcome to Box to Board, and tonight we are going to look at Shadowlands, the essential guide to the Dominion of Fu Leng, expansion for Legend of the Five Rings role-playing game. So, what do we find in this book? So there's quite a few bits. First of all, as usual, the artwork is kind of awesome, as you will be able to see in a minute. Let's just zoom in a little bit. It is Fu Leng's area. This really deals with what goes beyond the wall. Okay, so this is what's happening in the Shadowlands, and the Shadowlands are basically the dark region, the abandoned region. Effectively, it's the horror aspect of the game. So Fu Leng is the ultimate incarnation of evil in this game, in a lot of ways. So he's kind of, well, it is. So it's basically his realm and what's going on there. So you've got, broadly speaking, three main sections to this. So the first thing you've got is a bit called Dark Histories. Now this incorporates a lot about what the Shadowlands are like, some locations, and quite a lot about the Crab clan and what their life is like. Then the second section is about the Falcon clan, minor clan, and includes some new skills as well for other clans. Advantages, disadvantages, a lot more games based for the players, so things that you can pick up like new armor, new weapons, and bits and pieces like that. And then we've got a bit called Out of the Shadows, which is really about how to play or how to GM a campaign with the Shadowlands aspect to it. So let's have a look. So we get our bit about Welcome to the Shadowlands, what's in it, and you can see this is going to become this is the theme in all the books, where you get adventure seeds with a hook, rise in action, and climax. Then we get some bits here which are for the player, I believe, on the book, and then some blue bits that are for the GM. So yeah, so Dark Histories goes into the history of the Shadowlands, what happened, how they arose, and then we see, you know, all the time is this sort of ominous kind of way of describing it, all the way through in the language. The artwork reinforces that. It's eerie, it's kind of a bit creepy, there's a sense of foreboding all the way through the book. And we go into some of the areas and some of the places. We look at some of the creatures that you might encounter. From my perspective, I don't think I'm going to run a Shadowlands campaign, but some of these creatures would be quite useful in other campaigns outside it, because you can still use them, some of them, and some of them will be a bit out of place, but some of them will be quite cool, and you get all the stats for them and stuff, and that's quite nice. Then we get a bit about different we go through different locations, the Fallen Chrysanthemum Lake, and some characters you might encounter, and a adventure seed. Then we get the False Lantern Grove, which is really creepy, and some things you might encounter there. The Festering Pit of Fu Leng, and what you might encounter there. We get the legends of the Forgotten Tomb of Fu Leng, things that would be an issue there. The Lost Library, which is quite interesting, and then Daylight Castle, on what might happen there. So, and that links into the Mask of Oni, which is another thing you can pick up, and some characters and stuff that you can encounter, some monstery, beastie things. Then there's a bit about the Nezumi, which are kind of rat-like creatures, which are quite interesting. Quite a lot about them actually, and that's quite nice. And I think there's a free adventure on the website regarding them at the minute. Then we get a good chunk about the Crab clan and how it works, and some of the stuff that you get, you know, it fleshes them out a lot actually. So there's things like little bits about guest house, let's see if I find the rest, and bits about each family actually, which I found really interesting. So stuff about the different families and what their reputation is, and their values, what their culture is, their traditions, where they're at the minute, and what their lands are like, and gives you a real flavour of them. You know, you really build this image of what they're like as families within the clan, and how that works. And so we do Hida, we do Hiruma, we get a little bit about the Caillou, and adventure seeds for them and stuff like that. And then the Kuni, one of my personal favourite families, and in the game, they're awesome characters you can play as well. And the Yasuki, and yeah, so there's loads about the Crab Clan and how those families work and what they do. But then you also get a bit about the wall and what life is like on the wall, and what the wall itself is like, but also this idea of what it's like to fight on the wall. How does that work? How do some characters you might encounter, those kind of things. Then patrols out into the Shadowlands. What are patrols for? What do they do? What's it like being on one? And crucially, how do you return from one? What happens whenever you return? Then we get the Falcon Clan. Now, this is the second section, so big emphasis on the Falcon Clan, which are a minor clan that have been just in this book. They're kind of ghost hunters, and a lot about them. So there's a lot about how they work, about what their story is, some characters you might encounter from them, how to do it as player character, and then we get some schools. And these aren't all Falcon Clan, but these are new schools that have been introduced for quite a few different clans. So we get the Inquisitor, the Swordsmith, the Medic, the Warden, Taoist Blade, Avenger. The one thing I would say is, I might be missing this, but it'd be nice to know what clan the family's with, because I haven't memorised those. I don't really know. There's Torataga, which is the Falcon Clan. Sometimes it mentions, sometimes it doesn't. Preserver, I think that's there. Yeah, that's it. And then we get some advantages and disadvantages. As you can see, specific anxieties, new heritages, which is quite nice and quite interesting. New weapons that are available, which is kind of cool, including some siege weapons and stuff like that. New armor, which is cool. New equipment, and item patterns, which is quite interesting. So you can basically modify things a little bit, which is kind of cool. And then artifacts, which is cool, and blessed treasures. So there's all kinds of different things. Some new techniques that are available to you as well. There's only a couple of those from what I can remember. Maho, which is the sort of dark magic thing, and how it can be used and all those kind of things. A bit more about Maho than was in the original book. Kind of fits here. A lot more about it actually. And then we get into Out of the Shadows. Now, this is the bit where it's about how to run Shadowlands campaigns and horror within the game. I'm not really a big horror fan, so this is something that I'm kind of whizzing through. But there's bits about how you can deal with hints and clues and titles, things like that. Spending opportunity in Shadowlands games, corruption, which is a big feature, Oni, and a few monsters and powers and things that you can encounter. And yeah, there's a lot in this. I mean, what struck me was that there's not a massive amount of fluff, but there's enough fluff to make it flavoursome, and there's a lot of rules. I mean, this feels like quite a good expansion in terms of you're gonna have some options to you that you didn't have before. I like it because the Crab Clan, I like that aspect, and some of the new guys that are available, and it fleshes them out a lot, because they're more than just people who are defending the wall. There's a lot more to it than that, and it makes it a bit more, you get a lot more of why they're the way they are. So would I recommend it? Yeah, I think it's a good book to have. It's the same as all the other ones. The quality is unbelievable. The production, really good again, and very, it's useful. It's going to be a useful book. I'm not a big horror fan, so this isn't going to be my go-to book, but I know people who are. This will be something you will probably, this could be a really interesting book to you, because there's some really interesting creepy things in there that you'll probably quite enjoy putting your party through as a GM. So that's my quick look at, quick unboxing of the Shadowlands guide for Legends of the Five Rings. Please comment below. I love it whenever you subscribe. It's great to have subscribers. Please subscribe. Please like, comment, and don't forget to share. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.